ShortMeTina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my nightly video recap. We're kicking it off today with the SPY. I'm going to try to keep each video analysis under a minute. It's really just supposed to be an overview, a really quick snapshot. So the SPY, again, I've done tons and tons of videos on the SPY, so again, I'll make it really briefly. We closed here at 244. So for me, we've broken some key areas of support, right? We broke through 280, which was a key level for me. We broke through 260 quite easily. We broke through 250, sitting here at 244. Again, we went as low as most recently 233. We back tested that 250 area, and remember, I want to say maybe the last video or the last two videos I've done on the SPY indicated, well, we have to wait on, we have to wait and see the back test and see whether or not we'll have a hard time or an easy time getting over that 250 hurdle. Now resistance, but at one point it was support. So again, sitting here at 244, clearly we're having a hard time getting over 250. We've made several attempts to get through those levels. So for me, the fact that we have not been able to get past 250, the fact that we went as low as 243 today, closed relatively close to the low, I am expecting us to revisit that low of 234, and again, that would be extremely telling. Positive scenario would be for us to get a bounce off of that double bottom. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. Full disclosure, we are short the market, but I'm also long in the market in increments because I do believe in the shorter, rather in the intermediate and the longer term, we will continue, in my opinion, the next leg of this multi-year bull market. What else do we have? All right, we have Apple, ticker AAPL daily chart. So we're off about 9% on the day, but I want to say majority of that decline actually happened yesterday in after hours versus in today's regular trading session. But at any rate, for the most part, if you pull up an hourly chart, you'll see that Apple, more or less, I want to say, moved a little bit sideways after the gap down. And it really wasn't until the latter part of the day, like going into the closing, that you really started to see the stock kind of like, trend a little bit lower. So we closed at 42.19. The low today was around 42. So again, considering we closed so close to the low of the day, I'm expecting, right? But with Apple, you never know. But I'm expecting, based on the close, some more downward pressure tomorrow. I think we're going to revisit, if not tomorrow, because I wouldn't be surprised to see a spike, which in my opinion would be like a great move to short into. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a spike, but at some point I think we're going to revisit, at minimum, this breakout base of around, let's say it's 135, but I'm going to push it down a little bit and I'm say around 130. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on Apple. I think definitely it'll present itself as a longer term investment. So definitely look to pick up shares on the long side, but also I believe that there is a short to be had with these rallies and pops. And I wouldn't be surprised to see one tomorrow despite the close here. What else do we have? All right, ticker AMD daily chart. So for those that have been, or for those that are familiar with my channel, you know my views on ticker AMD. Full disclosure, we most recently, we were both at one point long AMD. Most recently, we actually took on a short, a very successful one on this particular stock, not because I don't believe that, the longer term story is intact, but I saw weakness, right? With this October sell-off, I saw the weakness in the stock. Rallies cannot be sustained, and so I thought, and I was right, that this would be a good short. So we're sitting here at 1705, another stock that closed relatively low, relatively close to the low of the day. The low clocked in at around $16.94. I do believe, and I've been saying this for quite some time, so if you go to ShortMeTina.com, or you can go to our YouTube page at ShortMeTina, filter AMD, you'll see my messaging for the last 2 months have not changed. I really do believe we're going to revisit this breakout base of around $14 to $15, right? And I indicated if this bear market is more depressed, right? Like if this turns into more than just like a 3 to 4 month bear market and we have a multi-year bear market, I definitely see AMD revisiting around that $9 base. But I think that's the extreme for now. Again, price target in the Shorter term, I see this getting to $14 or $15. What else do we have? All right, ticker WFT. So I did a video on this yesterday. Based on trading activity, I was anticipating more selling or more downward pressure. That happened today. Lost something like north of 4%. So we're sitting here at 39 cents in after hours, or around 38, 39 cents, right? I see 38 in after hours for some reason. At any rate, again, not a fan of this particular stock, not really a fan of penny stocks. There's better stocks out there, like more solid companies that you can get your 20, 30, 40, even 100% gains. If you're interested, definitely go to ShortMeTina.com and sign up for, our free weekly watch list. But at any rate, if you're looking for a trade on the long side, put things always, especially in these market conditions, you want to put things in your favor. And for me, putting things in your favor with WFT would be waiting until it gets a support of around, let's say 23 cents and going long there. I wouldn't even touch it here at 38, despite how attractive it might seem, or despite how cheap it might seem. Again, if you're looking to go long, put things in your favor. You're dealing with real money here. Wait until it gets support. Buy it. You'll get the bounce. What else do we have? All right, SGYP. So we're up about 27% on the day. Again, I want to say I did a video yesterday and I indicated that chances are we were going to backtest and fill this gap here of around 33 cents. We almost got there yesterday. We got as high as 28 cents. Today we definitely filled that gap. We went as high as 35. We since retreated, closed at about 27 cents. So for me, I'm expecting, again, this looks like a doji in my opinion. I'm expecting this to kind of roll over tomorrow. I wouldn't touch it. That's just me. Again, not a fan of penny stocks. You can trade them, but if you're going to trade them, obviously you want to make sure that from a risk-reward perspective, it makes sense for you. And based on what I'm seeing now, I think SGYP will roll over. So there's no need in jumping in here when it's already up 27%. Be careful. Caution. What else do we have? All right, ticker ACB. Again, I've done a video on this, or I've done a few videos on this in particular this week. So if you're interested, definitely head on over to ShortMeTina.com or my YouTube page at ShortMeTina. And in the filter, just look for ACB. I do a lot of videos, but definitely did a few on ACB. Stance has not changed. Based on the chart from a risk reward perspective, I think there is a trade on the long side. We're sitting here at around, we closed at 514. We're off about, we were down, I want to say north of 2% on the day, something like 1.5%, let's say that, on the day. For me, the best bet again would be to wait until the stock gets to around support. Any print in the 4, I think, would put things in your favor. Sitting here at 514, not a bad area to go long, but I usually like things to, be in my favor as much as possible, especially in these types of market environments. Like, there's no need in chasing stocks, right? It makes absolutely no sense to chase stocks. Stance has not changed. Still bullish on ticker ACB. What else do we have? All right, ticker AGEN really quickly. The setup looks fairly decent. Again, sitting here at 280, I wouldn't go long because I like to, kind of get a rhythm of the stocks that I trade before I actually place a trade. We're up about 10% on the day. It's actually back testing this support area that held dating back to 2015. We can call that support area around $3. So we're kind of back testing this area. We tried a few times to penetrate it. Most recently, we got as high as 294. Today we got as high at, what was today's high? Today we got as high as 285. We closed at 280. So I fully expect us tomorrow to try to, again, penetrate that $3 area. If we can penetrate it and hold, I actually see $4 in the cart. So I'm not a huge fan of penny stocks, but this one looks like it's setting up potentially for a rally, but I would wait and see. What else do we have? All right, ticker NVAX, up about 14% on the day. I wouldn't say the chart is confusing, but it's one of those situations where you kind of really have to wait and see. I don't particularly like to play the middle. For me, sitting at 204, I see an after hours print of around 225. We're definitely in the middle, in my opinion. So I definitely want to see, or wait to see what the stock wants to do. Is it going to revert back to support of around 150, or will it break out of this channel? And will it break out of resistance of around 250? Now, If it can break out of a resistance of 250, I think we're cooking, for lack of a better term. I don't know why I use that, but I don't know. That's all I got for you. So we might be cooking because there's definitely a gap to be filled here. So definitely NVAX, not a fan of penny stocks, but it seems like it's offering up a bullish setup. I wouldn't take the trade here. Again, especially with penny stocks, you want to kind of wait and strategically enter. What else do we have? All right, really briefly, ticker AMRN. We're down about 3% on the day. Honestly, I don't like the chart. It's looking like, in my opinion, a rounding top. One of the bearish patterns that I actually particularly like to trade, usually when I see these, I feel that, you know, the stock is heading for a crash or further decline. I spoke about these sorts of technical setups in one of my courses, Go Short, Making Money When Stocks Decline. So if you don't have that course, I'm not trying to push it on you, but definitely head on over to ShortMeTina.com and you can purchase it. So with ticker AMRN, again, the minute I saw this, I said to myself, oh, this looks like a rounding top. I'm expecting more downward pressure. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but definitely pay attention to this low right here. And it looks like it is gunning for that low of around 951. If that breaks, and I suspect that it will sooner rather than later, things can get really ugly. So I would stay away from ticker AMRN. What else do we have? All right, ticker HSGX. Close it around, well, here it has 18 cents. I see an after-hour print of around 22, putting us up around 66% or a little shy of 67% on the day. Huge percentage gain. I guess I see why people tend to trade penny stocks, because you have these types of movements. However, they usually always end, in my opinion, one way, and that one way, again, and that one way generally is to the downside. I mean, this stock has done nothing but decline for, if you go further back, several years. So I'm not sure why anyone would want to pick it up here at 18 or 22 cents. I'd stay away. That's just my opinion. Again, a lot of better stocks out there to go along with. What else do we have? All right, ticker NBEV. It's been in the news for quite some time. And there's potentially a bullish setup setting up here, in my opinion. However, that bullish setup is not completed. Again, we have a rounding bottom here. We didn't quite get the breakout. Maybe this is the handle in the cup and handle on a shorter time frame, so I'm not expecting a huge pop, but if it completes and we can penetrate at 685, I think there's a real shot at $10. But again, sitting here at 540, pattern hasn't been completed as of yet, so I wouldn't necessarily jump in right here. I'd actually kind of wait, because at the end of the day, it can always collapse to this shorter term support of around $3, and that wouldn't be good. So again, sometimes it's best to just kind of wait and see how things play out. Sometimes it's okay to get into trades a little bit later once a pattern has been completed or once your signal tells you to go. All right, hope that makes sense. I'm going to cap it there. ShortMeTina once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any part of this video recap, do two things for me. One, head on over to my YouTube page at ShortMeTina, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. I do videos every single day. This ensures that you do not miss any. Then head on over to ShortMeTina.com, sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support.